What's up, everybody? You are watching the J Red Show on YouTube. I'm doing the show a month late after the Olympics. And the reason I'm doing it is because of something that Aaron Judge said. So, the topic is, what's more valuable? The Stanley Cup or the gold medal of the Olympics for hockey players? In soccer or association football, most people I've talked to can agree. The FIFA World Cup is the most valuable trophy that in all of soccer than any other tournament in the world. It's more valuable and more prestigious than the Premier League, than the Champions League, than every other tournament and competition in the world. Same thing with cricket. The Cricket World Cup is the most valuable tournament in cricket. When it comes to right here with the North American sports, in American football, the Super Bowl is obviously the pinnacle of American football. Then when we get to the other American sports, basketball, baseball, and hockey, it starts to become what's more debatable. Well, it becomes a little bit debatable whether or not the club competition's more valuable or the international competition. In basketball, and frankly, it depends on who you are and what your priorities are. In basketball, I think it's safe to say that for the Americans, the NBA championship is more valuable, and for international players, it's the gold medal, because Team USA just goes in there and dominates every single year. But when we see an upset like Argentina upsetting the US in 2004, it's a big deal for them. And for baseball, for 20 years, the World Baseball Classic has been trying to find its legs. I went to a bar, to the bar, 34 Rush Bar at Batavia Downs, and there was nobody there. It wasn't even on one of the big screens, on one of the smaller TVs. I'm not sure how many Americans really care about the World Baseball Classic. But Aaron Judge said he felt that this is more valuable than the World Series. So Aaron Judge might be the only one in that category. But maybe I'm wrong. Which brings us to hockey. I mean, you could go either way, the Stanley Cup or the gold medal. For the gold medal, it is Canada's Super Bowl. It is their most watched event. And it's really big for folks outside for international locations. It's really big for the international countries like Finland, Sweden, Czech Republic, Russia. And it is pretty big here in the United States too. I mean, I think you could argue that they're equal. I mean, it is more popular when there's professionals in the tournament than when there's amateurs. Something we've had until this year have not had since 2014. So that's an argument that can be made for the Stanley Cup. I mean, I guess it really depends. But I'll say this for me personally. Don't get me wrong. I was really happy when the Team USA won the gold medal. I posted my reaction to TikTok and YouTube. But for me, when it comes to what's more valuable, the Sabres win the Stanley Cup or Team USA win the gold medal, I'll go with the Sabres win the Stanley Cup. Because when the U.S. won the gold medal, I cheered, but then went about my day, just went to my apartment, watched a movie with my girlfriend. But for the Sabres won the Stanley Cup, there was probably going to be a big party in downtown Buffalo that I'll be a part of. Watch the movie Bruce Almighty. So, what do you think? What's more valuable? The Stanley Cup or the gold medal? Or am I wrong? Do you think the Premier League or the Champions League is more valuable than the World Cup? Hit me on Twitter at Jared Show. Sabres continue the hot streak. They defeat the Los Angeles Kings 4-1. Benson, Darlene, Carrick, and Thompson have goals. They have now set a franchise record on 12 consecutive road wins. They are 33-6-2 in their last 40 games. The last team to achieve that, the 1995-1996 Detroit Red Wings. And needless to say, I think I'm stunned. I know, like, when the Sabres fired Kevin Adams, I didn't think the talent was there. I thought they needed to blow it up and start over. That John McKechnie needed to sell off assets and just improve and just start another rebuild. But people are telling me, no, that I'm wrong, that the Sabres can get hot and make the playoffs. And they got hot, and it looks like they're going to make the playoffs. But I don't think anybody thought that the Sabres would be this historically good. It's gotta be the best team in the history of the or at least pretty darn close to the best team in the history of the franchise. It's easily the best team since they had this. It's easily the best team since 2005, 2007. But I think they look better than 2005, 2006, 05, 06, and 06, 07. I really can't compare them to any teams before that because, growing up, I never had cable TV, so I barely watched any Sabres games, except for the few times they were on CBC or NBC. That was until my senior year of high school, which was 2005, 2006. My dad could give two shits about sports. My mom's a casual fan. So, they didn't pay cable. What we did that they did instead was they paid for trips. I saw all 50 states in America. But my point is I haven't seen much Sabres hockey before 2005, 2006. But look at this team. They're more sound defensively. Rasmus Dahlin might be the best defenseman in the history of the franchise. I remember thinking that of Tyler Myers, but I'm like, no, Dahlin just blows him out of the water. Yeah, and I'm starting to think, maybe this could be the year the Sabres win the Cup. Although 95-96 Red Wings, we could just compare it to, failed to win it, so we'll see what happens. Buffalo Bandits got a huge 9-8 win over the San Diego Seals. They've won 4 games in a row, and they're showing life again. The quest for that four-peat is underway. They just this team looked like it was dead. Father Time is undefeated, but they're red hot right now, and they're a team that no one wants to face in the playoffs. So this could be a special spring for Buffalo sports between the Sabres and the Bandits. Saw an Amherst game. They stink, but I guess you can't win them all. Anyhow, what are your thoughts? Do you think the Sabres win the Stanley Cup? Do you think the Bandits win the 4 straight? Hit me on Twitter at JRedShow, and I'll see you later.